Welcome, Capricorn. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, and I pulled for you today the Knight of Pentacles. And this is part of how I am talking about two planets that I think are impacting the entire global community, at least those truth seekers. Uh, and they are the planets Venus and Mercury. These are about Venus having gone retrograde at the beginning of March. And a couple of weeks later, today, Mercury is going retrograde in Aries. Both planets have been in Aries, are retrograding in Aries. They are still in Aries, but they will be moving into Pisces very soon. Then Mercury will come out of the retrograde first, a much shorter cycle in the first weekend of April, and Venus will be almost complete in about mid-April. And the dance that these two planets are doing is very important. First of all, they're the two closest planets to the sun. The sun, our identity, our lesson, what we came here to learn. And I believe Venus is helping us appreciate the value in the changes that we've made regarding our alignment with our values, the things that we now believe are important among our skills, our propensities, our potentials. We are aligning ourselves with some new version of a skill that we've identified with, if at all, in the past. So we're making adjustments, and Mercury is giving us insights as how we're thinking about this, how we're communicating this to others, how we're planning our next steps forward. And then here the Knight of Pentacles steps in, describing that further. Not surprising that Capricorn wants to be productive. Capricorn is coming up with a plan to be productive. You may be developing a new business, certainly a new project, idea, some resource you're developing as a way of creating something that is of long-lasting value, something that will bring you an income stream, a source of prosperity or comfort. It's falling into your bottom line of security and stability. And that's where you're at right now. And it makes a lot of sense in an insecure world, in an unstable world, that we're looking for those qualities, particularly those inner qualities we can grow, we can expand upon and magnify in order to give us at least that sense of clarity in our hearts. This is a general reading, Capricorn. It may not resonate for all of you. If you're interested in a personal reading, as many of you know, information for that is in the description box below. And I welcome new, familiar viewers. I appreciate the time that you take with me. So in your present, we have the Relationship Oracle from Soul's Journey, and it reads, I'm attracted to those people who serve my higher good. And this is important because I do believe that I think Virgo got this card as well. I do think for earth signs, a lot of the way that we have been conditioned is often to see relationships as transactional, conditional. I give you this, you give me that. However, love is not transactional. Love is ideally unconditional, a quality of concern, care, attention, nurturance that is not about an exchange of goods. It's not transactional in that way. So that this is really challenging, helping you to get underneath relationships that feel unsatisfying, that feel limiting to you, These can certainly be long-term relationships with family members, siblings, friends, others who you may have been in relationship with that you are no more. A way in which those are highlighted that allow you closure and or clarity about the nature of those relationships. You might be shocked at the way you now see a former partner who has remarried or has passed on as to the real character of their actions, the nature of their actions as you were separated from them, making all kinds of assumptions about the goodness that you wanted to believe in despite the failure of the relationship. And this is an example. I do believe that this passage, this closure, has afforded you clarity about who these people truly were, not the way that they constrained you and limited your access to who they were, their resources, but who they really were. If the if you were if you have moved on, if you have understood that these relationships weren't serving you, then you are reminded about the things you held on to despite the dysfunctionality of the relationship. What were the illusions you held that made the relationship possible at all? And so I do find this to be a time in which you are challenging yourself to be curious about what you really believe is true and where you've invested your faith inappropriately in others rather than in yourself. This card is clarified by the Three of Pentacles, which this is so very Capricornian. When you are thwarted, you just get to work. But this shows me that you're working in a way that is very different than the way you were conditioned to assume. And this is about collaborating with equity, understanding that all members of a team, of a project, of something that you're started are valuable, equally valuable. They bring different expertise, as do you, but everyone is afforded an opportunity to participate and to learn, to teach and learn. So this is about the process of building something excellent together. This is not the hierarchical way that we are trained to invest and believe in, a world that has produced greedy corporations that are treated as individuals under the law. This is really about real merit, real effort, real expertise, real craft, and the willingness to craft something together that meets the needs and criterions of all members. That means when something is a success or a failure, everyone takes credit for that. Everyone is a part of that. And it is important to you to empower others to work from a place of strength, which is what you have learned to do. And that increases the investment in collectivity in a way that ensures that what you're creating is going to be available and accessible to others. In the past, I have pulled from the Wild Elemental deck, the Starfish, and I'm going to look up and read some of what the Starfish is about. And this is qualities, creature qualities that I believe you are modifying in some way. And in this current time, what you are reevaluating and understanding how it informs your moves forward, your desire to learn and grow. And the Starfish is associated with the element water. So this is about your emotions, your intuition, the way that you care for yourself. And the keywords are regeneration, moon magic, beauty, connection to the star people, and tidal movement. Wow. Finding starfish on your path is a message and lesson to let go of things that no longer serve you. When you can easily and gracefully let go of what you no longer need, you open the door for what will serve you to come in. Work with the moon cycle, the new moon, to let go, and the full moon to invite. This is a powerful way to attune you to the rhythms of life. The ebb and flow of letting go and bringing in is right, timely, and powerful. This is really about that attunement to the natural world that I believe is where you find your deepest rejuvenation and refreshment that most of us do. This is about really understanding that you are complete, whole, and enough just as you are, and that you, like everyone, everything else, is constantly in the flux of growth, regeneration, cycles of experience over and over again, never ceasing, always changing. I think this is a mantra for you at this time, and something that you are absolutely seeking to embrace. The moon cycle, moon magic, this rules our everyday emotions. The moon cycle is something that impacts us in a practical, grounded way. And it's a way in which we can observe our own energies ebb and flow and work with those as opposed to working against those. This is clarified by the Knight of Cups. So here's the second night that we have, and this is really about precisely that, exploring your emotions, your feelings, your creativity, your sensuality, your sensitivity. Who are you? What are your interests? What are your passions? And how are you best exploring those? I think it's interesting in this deck that the Knight stands still. And that's interesting because I think of the water element and all that it is a metaphor for as being something that must be experienced in the present moment, in the now. Understanding that, appreciating that, activating that in your life, being in touch with your body and your emotions that are embodied is so critical to pursuing those things that fuel your experience, fuel your understanding of your experience, and is something that can be developed as part of your creative voice. In the future, I pulled for you the rutilated quartz, and this is describing your solar plexus chakra, which is all about your self-esteem, your sense of worthiness, confidence, boldness, assertiveness, and the key word is, of course, confidence. No one will believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. Be your own cheerleader. This is way deeper than it sounds, because when we say cheerleader, it sounds rather shallow, right? Almost toxic positivity comes to mind. But instead, I think this is so much deeper than belief in yourself. I think this is about faith and trust in yourself. And that is something you have been sorely denying yourself. You have been unwittingly so invested in the expectations of you, the requirements of your job, your work, your community, any groups or teams you belong to. You take that so seriously that there's never a sense of ease or flow when you are in the pursuit of something that is important to you. It feels like you are pressed the way you feel pressed in life to get on with it, to take the steps, to do the things. There's a burst of anxiety that comes over me when I think of you pursuing your goals, uh, and goals that are personal, that are about the development of your gifts and talents, not about helping someone else to be successful. So this, I feel, is about loving yourself, respecting yourself, honoring yourself, and how this is the biggest growth curve for you, to validate your feelings and emotions as giving you the instruction as to what is right and best for you and what isn't, and how you have ignored the discomfort in your body, the physical discomfort that you've experienced because you're so strong. You can power through anything, and the kind of abuse, internal abuse that you have subjected yourself to because you never take time for you. You don't feel that you're deserving of time. There's just something more important than you that you have to get done. And this is really certainly something that you are working on in the present. How interesting that this is clarified by the Three of Cups. This is all about the love, support. If you don't love yourself, there's a whole lot of people that do. If you don't support yourself, there are many people that do and are willing to and see you as the valuable, gracious entity, person that you are. This is you stopping looking for that one off in the horizon, uh, and actually recognizing all the love and support you have around you. Understanding that these are the ones in your life, that the way in which you treat these loved ones, including yourself, the beloved, is really what this is about. This is about experiencing yourself and your potential to the max. And if you don't love and honor yourself the way that you do anyone else that you care about in your universe, then you're missing the whole idea. The circle of support you have around you empowers you to do whatever it is you want to do. And you know that at some very fundamental level. Uh, this is about stopping yourself from deferring compliments and not accepting the praise that you get, not seeing yourself as the competent, on time contributor that you are in just about any situation that involves community. You're all about the better world and doing your part to ensure it. And you don't give yourself enough credit for that. I hope this reading has been helpful to you, Capricorn. If you enjoy this content, check out more content here. And until next time, namaste.